What's up? Hello and good morning to my HPP peeps. It is Adam Benjamin Coleman, ABC, back at the command center of the HPP. And this is kind of a cool video. I mean, they're all cool videos, but anyway, this one is special because last time that I was here sharing my ramblings with you, they pertain to peace and how I personally go about achieving that peace, and kind of opening up discussion for other methods and ways that people utilize or have found success with finding some peace of mind, some quiet from the noise, some shelter from the mental storm, however you want to envision peace for yourself. But I shared with you guys last time that a big part of my peace and what I was extremely grateful for was the ability to pause and not respond in anger to certain situations or events in life that could be perceived as personal and happening to me, like getting something stolen from you. But I didn't, and that's my default. It's been anger and pessimism for, a good amount of years for me, and it's not a good way to live. I can tell you from my firsthand experience that I did not enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it. So when I got my bike stolen a day before I was supposed to start a fundraiser, actually when I got my second bike stolen, the first one was in the shop, so the fundraiser was in question, I didn't even hesitate to just have faith. Again, I will use the G word, God, on this channel because that's what my higher power is to me. I'm not trying to tell anyone what you should call your higher power or what you should believe, but it is my opinion that everyone needs to have something that they believe in that's bigger than them. Whatever that might be for you. Whatever it looks like, doesn't matter, it's yours. But anyways, I call mine God. And God helped me to achieve more faith in Him. And more faith in Him gives me more peace. And it becomes a positive cycle that benefits everyone involved. And even some people that aren't. Because when I'm in a better mood, my energy just kind of exudes to people around me. And some of those people will exude some energy to people around them, and so on and so forth. And some days I see really huge examples of that, and it couldn't be more clear to me that my actions and reactions have a definite direct impact on the world around me and the people in it. And some days I kind of forget that and want to just roll with it's like it's an attitude like it's my world and everyone else is just sort of in it right now. So, I'll tolerate that, but it's not preferable for sure. That's not the way that I need to be approaching the days. Like everybody has a right to be a part of this miracle, this day that we have in front of us, and to use it however they see fit. And I hope that it's productive and positive use of time, and that it benefits them or somebody else or both. But that's really not up to me. All I can do is be the change that I want to see in the world and lead by example. So having said that, again, back to the whole bike thing, I when it got stolen, I never gave up on the fundraiser. I didn't for a second think I wasn't going to be able to participate, and guess what? I was able to. And when that bike was stolen, I actually had the thought of, it was stupid of me to leave it, even if it was just for a minute. My fault, lesson learned. I hope the person that stole it, even though they're an asshole, because I don't like thieves, I hope the person that stole it is having the best time ever riding it to wherever it was going. I hope they had a huge smile on their face and it was the nicest bike they've ever ridden, and they just had tons of fun. And then I genuinely meant that, P.S. Like, it wasn't just lip service. That's what I actually thought. And then a week later, almost exactly to the day, the same friend that blessed me with a bike to borrow so I could be in the fundraiser found my stolen bike online for sale. He and another friend of mine set up a meeting with this guy to see the bike. I still had my receipts and serial numbers, so that was helpful. And we showed up, and when my friend, I stayed kind of hidden because I didn't know if the person that stole it was the person that we were meeting, if they'd seen me before or not. I don't know. I didn't see the person that stole it at all. So I kind of hung back, and when they started checking the serial number and kind of gave me, you know, the body language that it looked like it was going to match, you know, I walked over there and, you know, I hate to say this, but like I was prepared for it to be a little bit of a struggle, and there were really only two ways that I was going to leave the parking lot that we met this guy in an ambulance because I got my ass whooped, or on my bike. You know, and I had means to protect myself, and I'm really glad that it didn't come to that. It didn't even require raising voices, you know, and that I firmly believe is because I prayed before I went. You know, I prayed that it would go smoothly. I prayed that God would just touch both of our heads and hearts and speak through us and not let us just run off of testosterone and our own understanding and just make a huge freaking mess of the situation, you know, because that's probably what would not, it's definitely what would have happened. So I came to understand that the person that I was dealing with was not the person that stole my bike. You know, he was somebody that had got the bike for dirt cheap and thought he was going to be able to make a little bit of money by selling it just below Blue Book. And yeah, just pocketing the cash because he didn't really have any intent of riding it, you know. So like the dude was just dejected. He had plans for the money already, I could tell. You know, he was struggling, and my buddy, actually one of my best friends, but he had the same idea that went through my head when he saw this. I didn't vocalize it, he did. He said, I want to give this guy, you know, a little bit of money just to cover his gas and just to kind of take the sting out. And I was just like, man, thank you. Like, I didn't have my wallet with me, so like he spotted me, you know, 20 just to give to this guy, and you know, I hopefully he didn't see it as an insult, because $20 isn't a whole lot of money, but it's better than no money, and I didn't have to give him anything. So, you know, I hope that he is able to get some of his money that he lost out of back. But long story short, my bike is back home where it belongs. And note to self, you cannot even trust humanity for a minute in front of 7-Eleven by your house at 7:30 on a weekday morning. You can't. You can trust that there's still some good in society and humanity, but when it comes to material objects that are shiny, if it ain't bolted down, it's going home with somebody else. You know, that's just the way it is now. And I hate to say that. I'm gonna keep giving things back when I find them, but not everyone is gonna have that same attitude, and I understand that. It's pretty hard to not do whatever you can to come up and make money when you're starving or when you have a habit to feed, or both. And fortunately and unfortunately, I understand that dilemma. So I think that helped me to have faith and some human empathy and sympathy when it did get stolen, because I very seriously doubt that people that steal things like bikes, you know, or just quick fix items like that, if you ask them in a moment of lucidity or sobriety, I very seriously doubt that any of them do it because they just enjoy the thrill of taking somebody else's shit. You know, like it's to get by. It's to feed a habit or to feed your stomach. And quite frankly, like I'm not too mad at that. I don't want it to be at someone else's expense, obviously, ever. There are resources people can use, but I have a hard time having the attitude that I used to have towards petty theft now. Like, it's still wrong for sure, and I'll still rectify the situation if I see someone doing it, but I don't have the same level of like black and white thinking and hatred that I used to have for people that do things wrong, when God knows I've broken every single freaking law, man-made and God-made, that exists, you know? Except for do not kill. I'm pretty sure. I think that guy's still alive. But anyway, yeah, I don't really have any place to judge, and I have some understanding of where these people are at, and I feel sorry for them. You know, I feel sorry that that's what they have to do, because we're all born with a conscience. We're all born with some kind of a mental compass, or an internal compass rather, that just gives you that feeling of uneasiness when you're doing something that's questionable to you, or that you're not sure whether it should be questionable or not. We all kind of get that dirtbag feeling, I think, or know what I'm talking about. And so, you know, I can't really imagine that people enjoy having to have that feeling to get by every day. You know, I mean, I wouldn't again, for sure. So, you know, I pray for the people that feel like that's their only solution today, and hope that they find some grace and strength within themselves to realize that it's not the only thing that they can do to survive. You know, no matter how far down the scale you've gone, you're useful. They're human beings. We all have a purpose. We all have a reason that we're here. We all have talents. We all have things that are special to us that we have within us. Whether we share them or not is up to us. And I do think that in terms of like right and wrong, you know, I'm no you know, divine word or authority on the matter, but I think that if you don't share the gifts that you have with the world, I feel like that's bad. That's something that's looked down upon by our Creator, my Creator. Because why would you be made to have these abilities and not exercise them? You know what I mean? And I know that there's different contributing factors as to why people do or do not do certain things, and a lot of times those gifts get stifled, or you know, you get some bad advice and people tell you that it's stupid or silly or not worth your time, and you shouldn't pursue it. And that's unfortunate. That's probably one of the saddest things that I've ever heard, is like, you know, kids being discouraged to do something that they really love. But anyway, enough about that. I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I feel like sometimes it's difficult to give examples of why having faith and going through trials and tribulations is a positive thing. You know, it's pretty simple to ask, or just kind of common sense to ask, like, if there's a God, why would bad shit happen? Why would things get stolen? Why would people get murdered and raped? Why would kids get sick? Why? Well, because there is a balance in life, and in those negative, horrible things, goodness rises out of it. And we can't see that because we have a very limited perspective. But because of an auto accident, let's say, someone rises to the occasion and calls 911 and performs CPR and keeps the victim alive until paramedics get there. And before that moment, that person had no idea that they had the ability to do that, you know. Or the person who selflessly volunteers their time because they see that something's not going to work out because somebody called in or didn't show up, and they're there and they have an extra time, an extra few minutes and some experience in the task at hand, so they volunteer themselves. And then because they volunteered themselves, the event goes off well. You know, the volunteer meets some new friends, gets a huge boost of self-esteem because they did something benevolent and just unselfish for someone else. and everybody wins, you know, because somebody took a chance and said yes instead of no. And I think if you guys are anything like me, my gut instinct is almost always no. You know, hey, do you want to go do that? No, unless it's my idea. Like I have a set way of how I think the day is gonna go in my head, and sometimes I'm way too invested in that, you know, and I'll pass on things or not involve myself in things that I might even enjoy, you know, like I know, like this is gonna be fun. You've done it before. Like, why would you say no right now? It's weird. It's weird. Like it's like we punish ourselves sometimes by isolating ourselves from joy. But anyway, again, the point of this whole video was just to share that with you guys. That and the fact that today is the 7th day of my children's cancer fundraiser. Not my fundraiser, a fundraiser that I get to be a part of. And I get to be a part of it by riding 500 miles over the month of September, and by drumming up monetary donations, all of which you can do from your phone if you just follow me. Well, first of all, subscribe and like this video, because then you'll be able to more easily see the links and such on my social media pages, which there's only 2. I don't have all of them, so don't worry. Just Facebook and Instagram, and it's Adam Benjamin Coleman, my full name, ABC, on both pages is how you can find me. And there is a link that I pictured on there that you can get to the page for donations, general information on the fundraiser, ways to participate in this or in future fundraisers, and some pictures of people, children who have benefited in the past and will benefit in the future from the funds and attention and awareness being raised by things like this. So it feels really good to give back, and it's a double bonus that I get to give back in a way that I enjoy, because, you know, secretly we're all still selfish, so that's okay. Got to take care of number one, and number one today is me. And that's new too. So be good humans today. Volunteer your time or your talent, money if you have it. Do something different. I think you'll be very surprised at the fact that it's not nearly as painful as our brains make it out to be sometimes. But if no one's told you they love you today, I do. You're a child of God. You're worth it. You have as much right to be here and be happy here as anyone else. So don't let anyone question that or take it away from you. Stay swell, stay swole, stay active in mind and body. And until next time, deuces.